From Karachi, Brigadier retired Javed Hussain, former Pakistan Army Special Forces officer. From Delhi, General G.D. Bakshi, editor of the Indian Military Review. From Islamabad, Ahmad Rasa Kasuri, Chief Coordinator of the All Pakistan Muslim League. From Delhi, we have Seshadri Chari, Convener of the Foreign Affairs Cell of the Bharatiya Janata Party. From Islamabad, Colonel Shafqat Saeed, Defence Analyst. And from Delhi, Mahesh Jetpalani, from Mumbai, Mahesh Jetpalani, Senior Advocate, is with me in the studio. Now, you know what I find really surprising here, Mahesh Jetpalani, is that not one serious political party has had the courage in Pakistan, not one of them has had the courage in Pakistan to say civilized people don't talk about inciting others so openly. And even if you do so, then you do it with some in a shadowy manner. But when Musharraf comes out and says it is time to incite one Indian against another, what in your view does it reflect? And what do you think about the Pakistanis, silence on this issue today? Are they simply embarrassed, or is it more than that?
I just think Pakistani civil society is paralyzed with fear.
At Musharraf?
Well, Musharraf...
He's a dysfunctional dictator.
Dysfunctional. He has 4 criminal cases, including the murder of Benazir Bhutto and Akbar Bukti. He's up for treason.
So why can't people like Colonel Shafqat Saeed or Ahmad Raza Kasuri talk against him?
You should really ask them why they are not condemning Musharraf, unless he has the army backing and the backing of the ISI to say what he has today, notwithstanding the fact that he has very serious criminal charges, including sedition. Before a military tribunal.
Well, maybe G.D. Bakshi, people like Shafqat Saeed, Javed Hussain and Ahmad Raza Kasuri secretly agree with this whole strategy of Musharraf, that you need to use terrorist groups as other sources to take on India. G.D. Bakshi, maybe they secretly agree with him, Musharraf.
Arnab, General Musharraf, along with General Aslam Beg, happens to be the most garrulous chief of the Pakistan Army, and we keep getting inputs on their entire strategy and tactics from him very, very occasionally. This has been Pakistan's standard ploy since 1947. They pushed in 10,000 raiders and they said, we aren't involved. In 1965, they pushed in 20,000 people under Operation Gibraltar, infiltrators, and they said, we aren't involved. Then they pushed in, their terrorists, trained arms and ammunition into Punjab, kept it on the boil for 10 years. Now, 1990 onwards, it has been a ceaseless proxy war in Jammu and Kashmir. Over 40,000 terrorists have been pushed in. And then they have the cheek, the chutzpah to say they aren't involved.
No, but you see, General Bakshi, General Bakshi, if I'm not mistaken, General Bakshi, sometime back I thought today that at least today, Colonel Shafqat Saeed will, appear apologetic and appear, regretful of what this...
Why should I appear apologetic?
Of what the...
No,
1 second. Let me complete the statement. Let me complete the statement. You see, the loser of Kargil and the butcher of Gilgit. The loser of Kargil and the butcher of Gilgit. I don't think this is funny. Right? The man who organized the killing of hundreds of Shias in Pakistan.
No, this is supposed
and who is responsible for the worst atrocities in Baluchistan has the temerity to tell the Indian people that we are going to incite one Indian against another. I mean, you need to look within. You really need to look within. And if today you have come on television to say, I agree with Musharraf, you need to explain how you agree, and then we can take each other on. Go ahead, Colonel. You seem to be dying to support Musharraf tonight. Are you joining his party?
No, I'm not supporting Musharraf. I'm talking of facts. What is there on ground? I'm not from Musharraf party, right? He had been my chief once I was serving in army. No, I don't need to agree with him politically. But what he said is a standard Pakistani response. And whatever you would say, that would be standard Indian response.
No, it's not standard.
No,
it's not standard.
A problem.
What is standard? No, 1 second. What has he said, first of all? What are we discussing? What has he said? He has said you need to incite the people of Kashmir.
Okay, I tell you what is inciting.
1 second. He has said.
Okay, I will tell you.
He has said. Let me complete. Let me complete. He has said you need to incite. So let me make it clear to the audience. What are we debating about tonight? A man called Musharraf, who in my view is the butcher of Gilgit and the loser of Kargil, says you need to incite the people of Kashmir. Why do you need to incite the people of Kashmir? All this while you said it's a homegrown problem for India. Now you admit you need to incite them. Why do you need to incite? Why do you need to incite people? What kind of a cowardly strategy is that? Come on, Colonel. I think the Colonel doesn't have an argument to that.
If you can listen to me, then I can tell you.
Sure, I'm listening. But
Arnab,
we need to be clear what we are talking about.
I'm very clear to talk about. If you need to be patient and listen to me. Now you said what is inciting? Inciting is once it comes to war in Kashmir, you will have problem. Because then all people would fight for Kashmir, all Pakistanis would fight for Kashmir.
No, that's not what is that what he said?
That's not what he said. He said we are going by implication. He said that we cannot take on India in a conventional warfare. Therefore, we need to incite local rebellion. This is the clearest provocation for rebellion within India.
He was speaking in Urdu, very clear Urdu, and he said that India cannot fight in Kashmir.
How much money will you spend on that?
And if they go on to fighting, India would have problem. And if we only incite the people of Kashmir, India would land in trouble.
Anyway,
that's what he said.
No, one second.
Colonel Saeed said that you should flare up to that an extent.
You see, I'll tell you one thing. You see, 700 extrajudicial killings in Balochistan documented by paramilitary forces between 2010 and 2014.
Every month in
listen to me. Listen to me. In May 1988, the Shias, who are a majority in Gilgit, in
Bangladesh.
In 1988, the Shias, who are a majority in Gilgit, stood up against Sunni-dominated administration. No Indian incited them. They rose against Sunni-dominated administration there. Ziaul Haq put an SPG group.
It's a very good story.
It's not a story. I talk reality, sir. You asked Brigadier Javed Hussain. You asked Brigadier Javed Hussain whether it is true or not. I'll tell you what is inciting. You know what? Don't dare to talk about inciting Indian against Indian. You know what you do? You know what you do? You carry out genocide in your own country.
He did not say inciting.
You carry out genocide. You carry out genocide in your own country against your own people. You don't have the courage to stand up against that. I say, who are you to interfere in Kashmir? Today you have admitted we want to interfere in Kashmir. We want to incite people in Kashmir.
Did you have courage to stand against Assam massacre? Right, your police went on killing 90 people.
Sir, let me tell you.
What did you do?
Sir, let me tell you. I am from Assam. Don't give me lectures. Don't give me lectures on issues which you know nothing about.
Don't expose
your ignorance about India's diversity. I'd like to get Seshadri Chari. Why? No,
I don't believe in slinging.
Seshadri Chari.
I don't believe in slinging. I talk sense. And I would like that the sense is that the people of subcontinent should benefit.
Do you know why Brigadier Javed Hussain and Ahmad Raza Kasuri are quiet today? Do you know why Ahmad Raza Kasuri and Javed Hussain are quiet today? Because even they are embarrassed at what Musharraf has said. I mean, civilized people.
No, they are not embarrassed. They are not embarrassed. Not at all.
Civilized people. Seshadri Chari. 1 second. Let me get Seshadri Chari. Do civilized people talk about inciting people in another country like that? Is there one single example of any civilized leader of any civilized country talking about inciting people in another country one against the other so openly? Mr. Chari.
Arnab, you are making a very big mistake by calling these people as civilized. See, Pervez Musharraf is not a civilized person. He usurped army power. He dethroned a legally elected prime minister of a country. Not only that, he waged a war. When we went in for friendship, when Atal Bihari Vajpayee extended the hand of friendship, he stabbed him in his back. And more importantly, he is a criminal. Don't forget, there are charges of murder against him.
Absolutely.
He has stopped going to the court.
Reporter of Nawaz Sharif, the shopkeeper, who is having trade worth billions of rupees.
He has stopped going to court.
This brigadier does not.
Therefore, you should understand one thing.
People of Pakistan.
That we are not dealing with civilized people. We are not dealing with civilized people. We are dealing with a bunch of thugs, bunch of criminals, bunch of absolutely corrupt army officers. And this army wants to hijack the whole country, and they want to hand it over to mercenaries and corrupt officers. Therefore, there is always a question. All some of the former prime ministers have always been soft on Pakistan.
No, Mr. Kasuri,
always dealt with Pakistan.
Mr. Kasuri, Mr. Kasuri, Mr. Kasuri.
We have always
Mr.
dealt with
Kasuri, I have
Pakistan.
always told you one thing. I've told you one thing. You see, if you have no argument, then you simply make a certain number of comments about the Prime Minister of India, which I will find unacceptable. If you repeat those comments, I will not take it lying down. But my question is very simple here.
No,
let us restrict ourselves.
Everything lightly.
Sir, I am quoting Musharraf. I am quoting Musharraf. I am quoting Musharraf. I am quoting Musharraf. Am I quoting Musharraf correctly? Okay, Mr. Kasuri. Mr. Kasuri, one second. Mr. Kasuri, listen to me. Okay, Mr. You want to take a question?
What are you talking?
You want me to take a question? You want to take a question?
Arnav,
no, one second.
Arnav, I want to make a point.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Chari.
Arnav, I want to make another point here. Arnav, I want to make an important point to all my Pakistani guests who have come on your show. I want to tell them that we are not amused by either what Musharraf has said or by what you are saying. We care two bloody hoots for all the thugs that are on your television show right now. We thought we are talking to decent people.
Come on.
We thought we are talking to civilized people. I am telling you now, this is a warning.
He needs to be cultured.
This is a warning being issued. This is a warning to Pakistan. Arnab Goswani,
please, Mr. Kasuri.
Not looks to be a civilized person.
If you think
he needs to behave.
You are making Pakistan is making a big bloody mistake. If you think you are dealing with an ordinary prime minister, remember, there will be no Pakistan.